Hello, everyone. I'm here with the octogenarian, backed by popular demand.
How are you, everybody?
So I'm
trying to keep cool. You think this is something?
Yeah, it's really hot right
Wait
now.
till August comes.
It's really, really hot in New Jersey, wherever you guys are. It's like 100 degrees here in New Jersey. All right, so we're gonna do a couple of cards from my collection. Some that are new to my collection. Some that I think you may have seen, and some that you haven't. And so I'll just give you a couple of cards, and then you can kind of see if you remember anything about the cards.
Yeah.
All right. So the first,
And this wasn't rehearsed, so this is all impromptu.
Yes.
It's all extemporaneous.
It's all what is it?
Never mind. Sorry.
It's extemporaneous.
Extemporaneous.
All right. So the first card is the 1951 Bowman Enos Slaughter.
Oh. Yeah.
So I know that I showed you that card.
Boy, he was a very, very good baseball player, Enos Slaughter. Played for the Cardinals.
Yep. Played for the Cardinals.
Hall of Famer.
Hall of Famer. 10-time All-Star.
Wow. This is the card.
Nice looking card there.
Gorgeous card.
The next card I have here is the 56 Topps Eddie Matthews.
Third baseman for the Milwaukee Braves at the time, I think. Yeah, Milwaukee Braves at the time.
Yeah, yeah.
I think he had 350 home runs in a career, maybe close to 375. What do you think, Joe?
Something like that.
Something like that. Hall of Famer. Great. This is a fabulous card. Can you see it?
How old were you in 1956? Or by now? Well, they already know you're an octogenarian.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I remember Eddie Matthews. I think he's one of the best third basemen in the history of baseball. Wouldn't you say, Joe?
Sure.
Yep.
Yeah. You don't want to say how old you were in 1956?
I was born in 42. So 52, I was 15 years old.
You were 15 years old?
Yeah. Right? I was born in 42, and this is...
And then you went to... Did you go to college right away, or no? Did you go straight to college? I can't remember.
I
know you went to collge. I just didn't... I don't know if
I got my bachelor's and master's in philosophy and science.
All right. All right, so we have two T206 cards. Look at these.
Where do you take a look at these? Show your friends.
Right. So I'll show my friends first. So it's although they may have seen this already. Mike Powers and Charlie Rhodes. So these cards are from
in my opinion,
1909.
These T206s with 1909.
They were manufactured 1909 to 1911.
How old were you then?
Negative.
I mean, when I take a look at these cards, they don't look like a 4.5 to me. They look like a 6, 6.5, maybe a 7. I mean, it's perfect. Gorgeous card. I love the T206s, don't you, Joe?
Mm-hmm. They were in.
There were cigarettes.
Packs of cigarettes. Yeah, yeah. Those are like. What do you think? Do you think this one looks like a 4.5? That one. Do you think that's a 4.5? Why would that be a 4.5?
It's ludicrous. Looks like a 7.
Yep.
Gorgeous cards. I love the black background. Do you guys like it?
The SGC.
I love the black. Look at they're almost like a cartoon, and I love that. It's like a work of art.
You got a lot of antiques.
Hmm?
Do you have any antiques you want to show them?
Yeah, I'll show you something antiques. Okay. Let me show you something real quick.
So who cares about baseball cards? Wait until you see some of the antiques that he has.
Well, could you imagine somebody actually carving this out of China?
When was that? When was this made?
I think it's 7.
That's a PSA 7.
Let's get to the baseball cards.
Well, how old is that? Do you know? Or is that recent?
Well, maybe we could show them some of the paintings.
Yeah.
Okay. How would you do that, Joe?
I could just walk around.
Okay, great.
Show
okay,
them.
let's do this.
Okay. Next up is a Pete Rose rookie.
Wow.
I just got this. Guess how much this card costed. How much do you think a Pete Rose rookie and a 4.5?
Oh, this is, oh my God. How much is it worth? With at a 4. The only thing I could tell you is I've seen guys, I watched Pete Rose very carefully during his career. Nobody hustled like Pete Rose hustled. And he's not in the Hall of Fame. He should be. You think so?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he has the most hits ever.
The most hits. I think he has.
The most at bats.
Now, wait a minute. I think he's got 4,300 hits.
Wow.
I mean, if you get 3,000, like when Jeter got his 3,000th hit, you're automatically a Hall of Famer. Pete Rose had 4,300. Is there a way that you can look that up and let them?
I'll put it below how many hits he had.
Yeah.
I think you're right though.
What's that?
I think it was around 4,300.
4,300. Okay.
All right. Next up, we talked about this guy earlier, Ohtani.
Huh.
So as of making this video, Ohtani yesterday in a doubleheader, game 1 threw a complete game, one hit shutout, and in the second game hit 2 home runs.
I mean,
and it hit his 37th and 38th American League leading home runs. Probably Major League leading home runs.
I could argue, and you could argue, a lot of you young people are going to say, well, what would Babe Ruth do today? No one will know. But when you take a look at it, all right, he hit 714 home runs. Okay. But remember, the first 5 years, he was a pitcher, and a good one. And he played only 154 games a year, or now they play 162. So if you would have taken all that into account, he would have more home runs than anybody else. Do you know that Babe Ruth has the highest, Joey will check, the highest OPS in baseball history. He has the highest OPS.
Higher than Barry Bonds?
Higher than Barry Bonds. We have to look it up. I want you to look it up. And his batting average was like 345. So he hit home runs, he had base hits. He was a pitcher. Next. Unbelievable. But this guy, Ohtani, I'll tell you guys, he's just extraordinary.
Yep.
I love him.
Hopefully he's a Yankee next year.
He's got to be a Yankee. This is a beautiful card.
For the last place Yankees. Okay. hopefully he'll be playing for the last place Yankees.
I think Ted Williams has Ted Williams and of course the batting average is Ty Cobb has the highest batting average career. Mm-hmm. But home runs, RBIs, Ted and the Babe. Go ahead.
And you like my my Blink shirt.
Isn't that great?
What is this? Blink what?
Blink 18Z.
18Z.
I can see some xenophobia. Next card, Joe. Next
Blink
card.
18Z.
You know,
all right, next is Paul O'Neill. Paul O'Neill rookie.
He's not in the Hall of Fame, guys.
Nope.
Do you think he'll? No, I don't know if he's going to make it. There's so many guys that, you know what I say, a Hall of Famer, if I was voting? If you give me a name, and if I start like Paul O'Neill, is he a Hall of Famer? I'm not. That means he shouldn't be in. You say somebody like
Don Mattingly.
Is he a Hall of Famer? I love Don Mattingly so much, so I'm prejudiced.
He's Donnie Baseball.
He is Donnie Baseball. But when you say who's the guy that's on Detroit, Joe? That's probably going to
Miguel Cabrera.
Oh, yes, he's a Hall of Famer. There's no question. Then you know you're a Hall of Famer. When there's no question. If you go, he was really good. Paul O'Neill, he's really good. But the guy on Detroit, Hall of Famer. No question. Next card. I don't want to bore the people. Go ahead.
How old were you when Paul O'Neill won 3 World Series with the Yankees?
50s? 1950 years old. I'm going to be 81 in a fortnight. So you guys can celebrate.
Next one is Baby Yoda. Baby Yoda.
Wow. Let me show you.
And a PSA 10.
Wow.
Baby Yoda.
Baby Yoda, that's nice.
That's not Yoda, that's Baby Yoda.
Okay.
Do you see?
So I want to see the new Indiana Jones movie with my son. Did you see it yet? How is it good?
I heard
Mixed reviews.
I heard it sucked.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, maybe I'll like it.
Next up is the 49 Bowman Satchel Paige.
Pitcher. Very good pitcher. Now, he was in the Negro Leagues, right, Joe, for a long time.
Yeah.
When did he come up to the majors? I think he came up like he was like in his late 40s, right, Joe?
Yeah. 1949, I think, is when he came up to the majors. And he was already in his 40s.
Oh, I wish he was in the majors from when he was a young man.
Yeah.
Great pitcher.
Look at that.
Glorious.
What do you think? That looks a lot nicer than a 4, don't you think?
I think.
What do you think? Does that look
Again,
better than a 4? That's about as nice looking as it. Oh, come on. For a 4?
No, it looks like a 5.5 to 6 for me. That's what I would say. Great pitcher. Satchel Paige. Next.
Would you rather own that in a 4 or a really off-center 6?
This one.
Yeah, me too.
Me too.
That's what I go for. I go for the low grade, high eye appeal cards.
Okay.
Speaking of low grade, this is a Joe DiMaggio rookie. And I've talked many times about how you met Joe DiMaggio and got an autograph.
I had lunch or dinner with Joe DiMaggio, and I wanted him to sign something, so I didn't have anything. I had a pen, but I took out my photograph of my son, and he wrote, "To Joey, all the very best, Joe DiMaggio," and I put it in my pocket. When we were finished having dinner, I took it out, and it was all smeared. And I went over to him. He was sitting a couple of tables away. And I went over to him. I says, "Joe, could you sign this?" I had a nice piece of paper. He says, "I already signed that to Joe, your son." How did he remember? And I says, "But Joe, look, it's all smudged." He says, "Oh, okay." And he signed it. Nice man.
What hotel was this? What hotel?
It was in a restaurant somewhere, maybe
Was it the Sheraton?
something like a Sheraton.
I remember it being the Sheraton.
Yeah.
When you pointed out that it was the Sheraton.
Nice. It's nice to have dinner with Joe DiMaggio.
Yeah.
You know what his name is? Joseph Paul DiMaggio. You know what my name is? Joseph Paul Lobello. He was an Italian. His family was from Naples. So was mine.
Wow.
Next card.
And you had actually had dinner with
Yeah.
him. It's not like you walked over to his table.
No, we were at a dinner, but
But it was a big table. Lots of people.
Well, there was like maybe about 10 people in the table. You know.
What did you have for dinner?
What did I have for dinner? Pasta, I think. Next card.
You didn't get scungili?
It's going to scungili fra diavolo. You ever have tripe? Delicious. Next card. We don't want
Is
to bore you.
scungili and tripe the same thing or different?
They're different. Scungili is like a conch. Scungili is a snail. And I won't tell you what tripe is.
It's
Intestines.
intestine.
Next card. Bore these people.
Good. All right, next up is Roy Campanella from the same set. So look at these two are from the same set.
Wow, beautiful. Roy Campanella
and Satchel Paige.
Roy Campanella was a catcher, of course, for the Brooklyn Dodgers. His career ended rather abruptly. But when you were in Brooklyn, I remember being in Brooklyn, and I'm walking down the street, and you can talk to virtually anybody. Well, you know, if it's a man, generally speaking. And you would say, "What's the score?" "Oh, Campanella 2, the Cardinals nothing." Campy, they called him. He was a great catcher. Was he as great as Yogi? I don't think so.
Well, he also
he was as good.
he had an injury where he was paralyzed.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
In the
Unfortunately,
55, 56,
something like that.
something
Yeah.
like that.
The Dodgers won the World Series in '55.
Oh, okay.
Next, Joe.
I guess he wasn't paralyzed
No.
then.
No, he was. Dodgers had a great team in those days. Next,
All right.
God bless Brooklyn.
Okay. We only have 2 cards left.
We have 2 cards left. I hope you're enjoying yourself.
Right. Do you want to tell them about trite?
No. Next card, please. You don't know what tripa is, huh? Disgusting.
All right, this is the card you saw. I think you saw this already. This one's cool. This is 1932 Sinella margarine, type 2 Sinella. The back of this is all in German.
Wow.
So this was
Fabulous card.
margarine card, and has Babe Ruth, 1932.
Hey guys, do me a favor when you can. Take a look at the career batting average and career OPS and home run leaders. Take a look at Babe's numbers. It'll startle you. Next.
All right, last card.
Last card.
All right, so I think you might actually like this one the most. We'll see. But this is an 1878 Huntley and Palmer's. How cool is that?
Fabulous card, guys. Show the Look at this card.
Yeah.
It's like a work of art. It's like a painting.
Yeah, 1878. Yeah, look at it. 1878. Somebody pointed out that so this was made in England, and it actually on the back you'll see that it's in some of it's in French. And I pointed out in a video already that I showed this card to the audience in a previous video, and I thought it was odd that they're playing baseball in England, but somebody pointed out maybe they're playing rounders, but I looked up rounders.
That's baseball.
It's baseball.
It's baseball.
Yeah, they're not playing rounders.
And I think it's offset lithography. I'm pretty sure that it is. That's how it's printed.
What?
Offset lithography.
What does that mean?
That's the printing process.
Lithography?
Offset lithography. Yeah. Next. Oh,
that's it.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but that 1878, that's 145 years old. That card.
I think it's the thing that I love about the old cards is they're works of art.
Mm-hmm.
They're fabulous.
Yeah.
The caricatures or whatever.
But I was looking at rounders, and rounders was usually played with a smaller sized bat, and it would also have like sticks. So you can see here that he's playing with like a regular sized bat, and there's no sticks. It's bases. It's baseball. It's not rounders.
No, it's baseball. There's no question.
And I just think the fact that this was made in England in 1878. And this makes reference for some reason to something that says Grand Prix La Exposition de Paris. And I guess there was some sort of exposition in Paris. Somebody pointed out that this exposition, one of the things they were showing off was the Statue of Liberty's head.
Wow. Was
at this before.
Oh my God, before it was erected. In New York City.
In New York City, yeah. So they had it in Paris.
Wow.
In this references some sort of exposition in 1878.
Fabulous.
I don't know, just amazing. Like I was pointing out that in the 1870s, the light bulbs didn't even exist.
Could you imagine that?
It was invented in 1870s, so obviously nobody had a light bulb. There was probably one light bulb.
No, not until Edison.
Yeah,
the incandescent light bulb.
Yeah, so the fact that a card like this exists,
amazing,
from such a long time ago.
It's amazing.
Yeah. So I don't know. Photography didn't exist.
No.
So it's pretty amazing that some of these cards are preserved the way they are from 145 years ago.
Fabulous.
So, all right, so that's it for our baseball video. Maybe we could do a quick, a separate video on
we'll do
on your antiques.
So it was great talking to you. I hope that we didn't bore you. I love you. You take care of yourself, okay, and your family and everyone. Thank you. Bye.
Okay, thanks.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.